Hello guys, hope you're doing good. So in today's video, we're going to look at a new multi-tool I got from the company called Rocktol. So let's take a look at it. Alright, so inside the box, you get this user manual with warranty information. So that's always useful. You get this nylon sheath with a belt loop. It's a very nice size. And you get some extra drivers. So we'll take a look at that. And of course, you get the multi-tool. Alright, so let's take a look at that multi-tool. So they call this the Gen R multi-tool, also the 27-in-1 multi-tool. So it's their newest multi-tool, has some very nice features. Alright, so let's look at the dimensions of this multi-tool. So when folded, the length is 4.02 inches or 102 millimeters. If we look at the height, it's 0.94 inches or 24 millimeters. And the width here is 1.26 inches or 32 millimeters. The body of this multi-tool is made out of stainless steel, specifically made out of 3CR13 stainless steel, so it's very stainless steel. But to make it even more resistant, it's coated with some titanium coating. I think it has a very nice gray finish. As you can see on the exterior of the multi-tool, you get this pocket clip, and the retention is pretty good. Right, so let's open it. So it's quite easy to open, quite slick. Not too slick either, but it's not difficult, so that's nice. You have these very nice pliers on top, so you get your regular pliers here. You get your needle nose pliers for more detailed work, and you got your wire cutter. On this specific models, the wire cutters are removable, so if you break them for whatever reason, you can change them, so that's nice. On the bottom here, you have this wire stripper, so you can put your wire through and just remove the plastic sheathing. So that's a nice thing to have. Alright, so let's start by looking at the outside tools you get. Alright, so the first tool of interest here is the blade. So that's one thing that's specific with this newer model, is that they have a more premium steel for the blade. You got two options. There's one in VG10 and there's an option in S35VN. I got here the VG10, it's written right here, and the hardness is 60 HRC. The length of this blade is 2.68 inches or 68 millimeters. You can apply it one-handed with this cutout here, and the blade is locking, has this liner lock feature here. Very easy to engage and disengage, so that's a nice feature to have. So it's quite a sharp blade, very easy to cut paracord and other types of cordage. So let's see how it does at cutting paper. Got this piece of paper here. Quite sharp, very nice blade. So the next feature I want to look at on this multi-tool is this other blade you get. So this is again a locking blade with this liner lock. So this is a serrated blade, has some very nice serrations here, so very good at cutting cordage. You also have this gut hook on top, so if you need to, maybe clean your animal, that could be useful as well, or just simply to cut some wire, some cordage. So another nice feature here is the saw. It's locked with a liner lock system. So the saw is about 2.6 inches long. So it's pretty good at processing some smaller pieces of wood. You can use it to prepare notches for your traps, or your bow drill kit. It's quite useful that way. And finally, on the other side, you get these very large scissors. So you deploy them by clicking them in position. It releases this bar here that acts as the return spring. And these are very large scissors. I really like them. Very useful for EDC. Again, very easy to use, very easy to control. To make some finer cuts. So they fold back in position by pressing the liner lock and pushing them back inside the multi-tool. Alright, so let's take a look at the tools inside the multi-tool. So we got a bunch. So let's start on this side here. Alright, so on this side we have this screwdriver attachment system. so it can hold in place different type of bits. These are held by this detent ball here. So you have some Phillips, you have some flat screw, so you can do a lot with just these two, but also you receive some extra bits with your sheath here. So you have this small flat screwdriver, the small Phillips, you get these Torx, so you get the T10 and the T15 size, so those are pretty useful, and you get some even larger flat screwdrivers here. So very useful for all types of tasks around the house, around the homestead, for just general EDC use as well. As you can see, the screwdriver is locking and is very rigid through this lock back mechanism. So put it back in position, you depress it, and it goes back in the multi-tool. Let's see what we got on the other side. We've got a bunch of other tools. Let's deploy them all. We can take a look. First, we have this file. It's a pretty small file. Here on this side you have a diamond file. The other side you have this metal file, this rasp. On the end you have this small Phillips screwdriver, so that's nice. Next we have this awl, so that you can use to make holes in pieces of wood, or you can even use it to sew, because there's an eyelet here, so that's a nice thing to have. You have this very small eyeglass screwdriver, so this is for minute work. You can use it for your electronic device. Often they use these very small screws. Next you have this very large flathead screwdriver, and finally you have this very nice, very large can opener. So let's test it out, let's see how it performs. So it works very well, opening cans. Some of the can openers I've tried in the past aren't too good, but this one works very well. It cuts metal very efficiently. It gets the job done very quickly as well. All these tools are also locking with this lock back mechanism. Alright, so let's compare the Gen R multi-tool to the other multi-tools from Rocktol I have. So I have here the SK02 and the SK04 multi-tools. As you can see, they each have some proprietary sheaths. They're all a bit different in size. So let's open them. Let's take a look at these multi-tools. Alright, so here we have the different multi-tools. This is my favorite one, the Gen R. So let's start comparing it here to the SK02. It has some similar features. Both of them have this titanium coating that I really like. It's a grayish coating, very resistant. As you can see, they're still quite different multi-tools. The pliers are different as well. So as you can see here, those have replaceable wire cutters, whereas the SK02 doesn't. The thickness of the multi-tool is similar. The size is relatively similar, but the Gen R is definitely a more premium multi-tool, has more features, and what I really like is the steel on the blade. It's much more wear resistant than the steel on this SK02 multi-tool. So if we compare it to the SK04, you can see the SK04 is slightly bigger multi-tool because of this hammer extension here that also houses the fire steel. So overall it's larger. The thickness is quite similar and the width is similar as well. So this one is only stainless steel, doesn't have this titanium coating. It does have a lot of the nice features of the Gen R, for example the replaceable wire cutters. Has lots of tools in there. Again, the blade is not as premium as here on the Gen R. So this is definitely the reason I was more attracted to this multi-tool in particular. So if I was to recommend one multi-tool by that company, I definitely think I would go with the Gen R. They're all pretty good multi-tools. The price points are obviously different. This is probably one of the more affordable ones. This one is pretty affordable as well. Has lots of interesting things that you don't often see on a multi-tool, like the hammer and the fire steel. But for general use, EDC, I think this one is difficult to beat. It's really an excellent multi-tool. So if you're interested in this multi-tool, you can take a look at the description section of the video. I have a link to the Gen R on the Rocktol website. Alright, well thanks for watching.